Oh my goodness, why am I still here? I'm hungry. I should go thrifting. I need to eat the... Oh, let's go thrifting. First stop is a local Goodwill that's... it's closed. Oh, actually, I don't really care. I hardly ever found anything at this location at all, and it doesn't surprise me in the least that it shut down. Oh, well, on to one of the Goodwills that I haven't been to in a while, and that is the large one with the outlet right next door. And let's go right into the outlet straight away. This is the place where they have just a bunch of junk tossed in a bunch of blue bins everywhere. I always grab a golf club and sort through everything, and you just sort of find whatever you can that hasn't sold in other stores, and they sell it to you by the pound. Oh, man, all this Saints Row 4 Collector's Edition stuff is just all tossed in here. I knew it would be as soon as I saw it back in whatever episode ago that it was. Nobody wants this stuff, except the people that wanted it, and they already got it, I guess. Oh, hey, a Cytec Cyborg joystick. They were actually kind of slightly lust-worthy joysticks at one point. This is the Graphite edition. Got the box and everything. It's tempting, but I didn't get it. Some slightly almost interesting CDs in here from the early to mid-90s, like Software Showcase. Software of the Month Club. It's got like some Tom Clancy stuff on here. Oh look, here's a CD version of Wizardry, Crusaders of the Dark Savant. And man, you really never know what you will find here. What is this? What, just shredded documents? It's just like, it's still in the shredder. I wonder why nobody bought this. Or why nobody bought this mostly eaten bag of Cheez-Its. Come on now. Here's an electronic keyboard for kids, I guess. Might be fun to circuit bend if I were still into that kind of thing. Not another bag of Cheez-Its, come on! Where are the salt and vinegar? Oh hey, it's a selection of LPs that are actually somewhat interesting. You got some Jimmy Buffett in here, other stuff, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You got Styx, you have more Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, these are pretty much the only ones that I was interested in and picked up because, hey, some fascinating old prints here. No idea if they're anything of value, but I just find this stuff amusing because I was a framer for 5 years and frame more of this kind of junk than I can count. Hey, a Hewlett-Packard keyboard that I could use, except no, never mind, whatever. It's missing keys and feels like balls. Here's some sort of PC thing. Rosetta Stone. Well, I guess that farmer finally got his girl after all and didn't need it anymore. PlayStation 2 something or other, high school, musical, dance, friggin', I don't know, DDR or something, don't care. Over in the larger crap section, there's some larger crap, which is always kind of interesting because stuff ends up over here that's often a lot older than what you'll find in the normal Goodwill stores for whatever reason. I guess because it's so bulky, like the sewing machine and this old mixer. I like this stuff. I would never own it, but I just like it. And on to the other side of the store, which is just the regular Goodwill retail thing, which is mostly Target crap, as well as a bunch of computer stuff. They used to carry a whole lot older than this, but they stopped doing that some years ago when Dell got a hold of the program. Now it's mostly just semi-modern parts that are just scattered around in here for semi-okay prices. Although at the bottom here I did run across something that was of interest. It was a creative CD-ROM drive just sitting in the back there, and I ended up getting it because this is one with the multimedia PC kind of branding going on. I actually needed one of these for my Tandy Sensation computer because the one that it had was dead. Some lovely wood grain speakers by Panasonic. I was actually pretty tempted. I'm looking for some for my old hi-fi, but not for $10 each. On to the back of the store to find anything at all, because you never know. Like this cabinet that you could fit a body in if you needed to. And actually some CRTs that haven't been gotten rid of yet. They've gotten rid of them in all the other Goodwills. This is the only one in my area that I still have seen any at, but I'm assuming when they sell, that's it. That's pretty much it. Oh, look, a Panasonic turntable. This probably goes with those speakers up near the front of the store. Ooh, now this is tempting, actually. This is a typewriter, of course. Looks like it's from Adler. It's came close to getting this, but it was $30, and yeah, I don't know. I would like one of those in like a cool color or something, like red or blue. Most VCRs, I will just walk right by. I don't care. But this Samsung one has just this awesome design to it. It reminds me of a PS4. Like, this is seriously kind of ahead of its time, or I don't know, maybe right in its time. Maybe the PS4 just looks like a VCR, but whatever, I like it. A random little bin of electronic crap here. These are always fun to look through, but there's nothing in this one. However, up above, past the Barbasol, is this rotary phone. I actually have wanted one of these again for a long time. I had one as a kid that was black. This one is red. I've been needing an emergency phone for those emergency DOS problems, so yes. If anything, it's just neat because it has an actual bell inside. Alright, enough Goodwills for now. Let's try the Salvation Army. There's some electronics in here, and that's... it looks like the same crap that was in here the last time I was in here, like 8 months ago. So over around the corner, though, is the puzzles and board games, and, well, look, there's a couple PC games in here. This is Pacific Fighters, brand new. I'm gonna get this for sure, as well as Combat Simulator 3. I actually did not have this one, so, well, I do now. Neat. And as I was checking out the contents of the box to make sure everything was there, they cut the lights out. The store didn't close for like another half an hour, but man, I guess they were in a rush to get out of there, so I just continued shopping in the dark. I'm glad I did too, because over in the rest of the board games, I found a couple over here. This is Dogs 3, as well as Dogs and Cats 2. I actually have the other games in the series and didn't have these, so hey, lucky find, I suppose. And hey, look, I found another Salvation Army store. I had no idea this was around. I just happened to drive by it recently, and I'm like, whoa, where did this come from? I guess it came from construction workers. Anyway, this is it's another store. It's actually much bigger Salvation Army that I usually go to, and I figured, why not? Let's take a look at their board games and puzzles, and, well, it's puzzles and board games. Who cares? Nothing in here, really. A lot of Seen It games. Man, you find these everywhere now. Quite a bit of media on the back wall, though, including some PS1 games in here too, but none of them had discs, so whatever. But I'm definitely getting that kids games thing. There was a bunch of stuff in here. Tellurian Defense. Never heard of this one, but it's by Psygnosis, so I gotta get it. There's a copy of The Dig in there. I already have it, don't need it. Barbie game, then there are a couple Barbie games that I already have. No One Friggin' Lives Forever is the Game of the Year edition. Already have it. Some Harry Potter game that I already have. Friggin' Baldur's Gate. Yeah, this place just looks like it's never been picked over, which is pretty neat, even though it's all stuff I have. Quite a bit of 45s and other LPs in here as well. Although, I do know what I'm looking at when I saw this here. This is New Jack Swing by Rex and Effect. A classic single in the genre from back in the day, although I pretty much only know about it from GTA San Andreas, and yeah, that may be true for a lot of you. But yeah, listen to the song. You'll probably recognize it if you've played that game for any length of time. Over in the electronics, there are electronical thingies, including a lot of curling irons, a keyboard that's covered in grape jelly, microwaves, speakers, radios, dehumidifiers. Oh, look, a TiVo. Oh, it's a TiVo in the box. I don't see the boxes for these very often. Of course, I'm not looking for these very often either, and today is no exception. While I'm in the area, I may as well check out this other place here. This is Lester Pawn and Gun. Emphasis on the gun. This place is a friggin' armory. This is one of those spots that if there was ever a zombie apocalypse, it's exactly where I would be going like first, other than a shopping mall, because the amount of weaponry that they have on display here is just nothing short of impressive. Practically anything that you can imagine, it's probably in here somewhere, as long as it's semi-legal. A lot of stuff that I would be interested in if I were not filming. AK-47s for everyone! Or at least the magazines, as well as AR-15 mags. This place is crazy. Who needs tools this big? Very few people, and most of them are involved in a zombie apocalypse. I'm telling you, this place is perfect. Lots of instruments and recording equipment and stuff in here too. Actually some half-decent microphones. Not that I need any, but why not look at them? I can do that. Some pretty stellar looking old clocks in here as well. I love clocks. I used to collect them like crazy. These prices are a little much though. And a sizable collection of currency from the US and beyond. Coins, paper currency, bond papers, Civil War stuff. It's really some cool junk in here. They did have this Vader Atari 2600, It's boxed, but $150 is still like 2 to 3 times as much as I would pay for this. 2 controllers and 2 common games. Yeah, this is really just not a place that I'm going to come to find anything and think that, oh, I got a good deal. This is just something to look around, you know, these cases here. They've got some good stuff. It's mostly just what you would expect, I suppose. All the prices are at least your typical retail value and then some. So, you know, anyway, enough of that. Let's head on to another Goodwill and to the one that has become my favorite as of late. Oh man, looks like they're really tied up at this Goodwill. Over in the board game, something caught my eye. This is City Blocks. I had never heard of this, but it's like building blocks of sorts, and yeah, I am strangely drawn to this stuff, especially if it's related to any kind of city building. I didn't get it, but interesting, I guess. I can smell a PC game. Ah, yep, I was right. Swift Classics, card games for Windows. I kind of like these really, really cheap card and board game kind of games for PCs, but the box is in terrible shape and nothing was inside. Over in the electronics, somebody pointed this out in another episode. There's a Yamaha PSR-6 in here. And the reason I didn't even look at it last time is because it's in terrible shape, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. I actually had one of these as a kid, or at least one very, very similar. And this one, let me tell you, just didn't pass the bar. Not only did it not include anything to hook it up, but it was just falling apart. The keys, some of them were very sticky, and there's just plastic coming off. And the battery compartment was completely ruined by acid. Some kind of kid's laptop-y thing here, and holy crap, these keys are actually better than a lot of actual laptop keys that I have seen on modern PCs. That's kind of sad. And just looking around here, I thought that I saw something interesting, and I did. Now, this is a Texas Instruments TI-5100. This is a calculator from 1976. You know, calculators from like the 80s and beyond just don't interest me, but these definitely do. This is one of those that uses the TMS 1000 microcomputer kind of calculator chip inside. Like I said, manufactured 1976. It doesn't print or anything, but you know what? I don't care about the printing capabilities of a lot of them back then. This is just a really neat calculator. And for $3, I think these are cool, and it came with the AC adapter, and it friggin' powered up, and it totally works. But I've been meaning to get more calculators, but most of the time I just find total junk. This one is just in need of a little bit of cleaning up, and it'll be awesome. Another thing that's pretty awesome down here, this is a Magnus electric chord organ from the Magnus Harmonica Corporation. They made these things like in the 60s to the 70s, and they work kind of like an accordion really, because you can play a melody or lead with one hand and then the accompanying chords with the other hand. And I find these super fascinating, but I didn't get this one in particular. I'm not a collector of these, but it's really neat to see regardless. Over in the junk section, I found some junk, as well as a bit of nostalgia here. This is a Tasco starter beginner microscope made for kids. I had one when I was like 7 or 8 years old. I clearly remember getting this scalpel right here and using it for like everything other than what I was supposed to. Mainly chopping up the plastic parts for model cars, which quickly ruined the scalpel, but oh man, lots of memories with this. I think mine was red too. Over in the media section, there's not really anything to pick up this time. Zoo Tycoon is still over here. Oh wait, this is not a VHS. What is this? This is Taboo, The Sixth Sense for the NES. I actually saw this in a Goodwill long ago, and it was in an auction case, so I couldn't get it, but this one? Oh yeah, I'll grab it. And that is all for episode 17 of LGR Thrifts. I didn't exactly get a whole lot this time, but yeah, that calculator, I've been playing with it. It looks all cool. It calculates things. I'm happy with that. I don't know about anybody else, but it's just cool. I'd like to do a video on old calculators, especially those by TI, Commodore, and Sinclair someday. It's just a slight weird interest of mine, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if not, then, you know, whatever. There's a lot more in the past, as well as more coming in the future as I find more stuff to show in these videos. And thank you for sending in all of these pictures of your thrifts finds. You all keep finding insanely cool stuff. This is just neat. Keep sending this stuff my way. I'll keep putting them at the end of the videos. As always, there's more than I can show here without making the video go on forever, but that's okay. You can always talk about it on Twitter and whatnot if you'd like. That's pretty much it for this video, and as always, thank you very much for watching.